I just want to touch on this one real quick because it's just my issue. And again, it's really the attorney general. Like, people need to be doing some digging into this guy because it's just every day, it's like the stories get kind of wilder and wilder. So Attorney General John O'Connor withdraws litigation threat over natural gas prices. So non-doc dropped it first. I saw articles in the Oklahoman, but they were behind paywalls, so I don't have those. But this is an exchange between the Petroleum Alliance of Oklahoma and the Attorney General's office, and it's about the February freeze last year. A week after this date last year, we started hitting extremely cold temperatures, and for like a 10 or 5-day period, we hit some of our lowest temperatures on record. We ended up way overpaying for natural gas in that span. And to this day, we don't know who got paid, kind of whether bad deals were cut that screwed consumers via price gouging. We just don't know. And the Attorney General, according to this piece, went and like there's like I guess there's like a statute of limitations on how long they can prosecute these sorts of crimes, and it's like a year. So we're like coming up on the anniversary of the freeze and when all this shit went down. And so like maybe we're running out of the window to do something about it. And so O'Connor said, hey, I'm gonna, if you guys don't tell us what's going on, like I'm gonna file lawsuits against 100 companies, to investigate this price gouging. And anyway, the companies wrote back and basically said, we'll tank the economy if you do that. Don't do it. And then so O'Connor says, okay, just kidding. I'm not going to file these lawsuits. So it is like a very, very, very weird exchange between two seemingly powerful entities, though. I mean, again, I would argue with the gas industry, they're probably not going to just nuke themselves and go out of business over this. Like, call their fucking bluff. Like, they're not just going to all be like, well, we can't get record profits from last February's, cold snap, so we're just going to shut down and go out of business. Like, that they're not going to do that. So fucking sue them. But also, just like, so it's like this thing of like, is he doing this because he wants to appear that he's trying to find stuff out, and now he's like pulling it back because he really believes this threat? Like, I can't tell if it's like evil or incompetence, like there's just like competing things here. But anyway, bottom line, some weird shit is going down at the AG's office that someone needs to get to the bottom of, because this dude ain't doing his job, and it's getting kind of ridiculous at this point.
Can I say one thing on this?
Yeah, please.
I just want to point out how you said the statute of limitations is maybe like a year on this kind of case.
Yeah.
I want to say that the statute of limitations on drug charges and all these other things you throw black and brown people in jail for is like 10 years, bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
these guys are committing a multi-billion-dollar fraud. Like, I mean, Oklahomans will be paying for this, many of them for the rest of their natural lives, our kids until they're in their, like, 40s or 30s, and these guys have a 1-year statute of limitations to be like, too late.
And
there's a reason they call it white-collar crime, because it's crimes for white people.
Yes. And it's crazy that you're just going to concede cowardly, like, to some threats. Like, what if I had threatened the Attorney General, like, I'm going to come burn down your office if you don't free Julius Jones? Do you think that he would have freed Julius Jones? Like, yeah, right. No.
I mean, I'll put it this way. So somehow this administration, because like I'm going to also incorporate the other folks in this too, has managed to just effectively piss everybody off. Like they like not so. I mean, if we're going to count John O'Connor as part of this administration, you pissed off the tribes, you pissed off the oil companies, you pissed off the teachers, you pissed off public employees, you pissed off. But then there's the rest of us. So it's like you've just managed to dig such a deep hole for yourself. And I'm not, and like, if there, I am, and then also, I mean, State Auditor Cindy Byrd is asking questions like, why have we not gone after these people who are just funneling all this money out of our government? Like, this is watching the biggest shit show in real time that I've ever seen. And we lived through the Trump administration. At least they sent us money in the mail. Like, this is kind of it's ridiculous what this looks like.
Yeah. So anyway, Non-Doc dropped some good coverage on this. I encourage people to check it out. It's heavy. I mean, it's complicated, but like it's really not as bad as people think, like as far as like how complicated it is. I mean, like some companies made an insane amount of profit off the February freeze, like just ludicrous amounts that is totally unwarranted and undeserved. And like they're hiding behind like contract law and like, how the industry is set up. But like we can change all that. Like this is just pieces of paper with shit written on them. Like we can fix that. Like, and like what O'Connor says, like in his quotes in this article is like, well, we just don't want it to happen again next time. But of course, they haven't passed a single law that would prevent it. They haven't strengthened regulations that would prevent it. They haven't done anything that would prevent it. So it literally could happen again tomorrow. But also, like, let's not forget, like, we're paying on this shit for 25 years. Like, maybe you should deal with the thing that's still inside the statute of limitations, or maybe fix the statute of limitations. Like, we should be still litigating the crisis we have in front of us. So anyway, that's just my spiel on this.
We are constantly in crisis, Nick. Don't you know? There is no.
I know, but like this thing is so big. It's bigger than the opioid case. Like it is huge. Like huge amount of money. Anyway, fuck these people. That's my ultimate message. Sorry, it just makes me mad. Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.